Hello lovelies, I'm Christina and today I am giving you my July wrap-up. So for the month of July, I got through 3 physical books and 2 audiobooks, so let's get into it. The first book that I got through was Ghosts by Dolly Alderton. This is Alderton's first fictional novel, and it's the story about Nina, who is 32 years old. She's a food writer. She has pretty much her whole life figured out, and in addition to that, she meets Max. On their first date, he tells her that he's going to marry her, and then stuff happens. By the title, I think you can guess what happens. And I don't think I'm spoiling too much, even though it doesn't say anything about that in the synopsis, but still. She also has a dad who is suffering from Alzheimer's and a mom who is going through sort of a midlife identity crisis, I guess you could call it. And although I really enjoy Alderton's writing, I did love her non-fictional book, The Everything I Know About Love. Superb. And I did really enjoy her writing in this one. But I have to say that I feel like it tried too hard. There were so many things going on at the same time, and I feel like she kind of just scratched the surface on a lot of themes and subjects in this that I think could have been explored more, and could have been done more realistic, if that makes sense. I just feel like there were some things in this that made the whole story a bit unrealistic, and it just ended up not grabbing me that much. So although I did enjoy it, I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 because I didn't love it. Next up, we have an audiobook that I listened to on Libby, and that is You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. I've talked about You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero in a different video, and I think that one is excellent. Highly recommend if you're looking for an inspirational and motivational book. It's a really good audiobook as well. This one focuses more on making money and manifesting money into your life. I have a fly here in my living room that's being really annoying, so if that kind of swooshes by the camera, I'm sorry. But yes, where was I? I thought that You Are a Badass at Making Money was a really excellent read. It's not up there with You Are a Badass, maybe because this one is kind of a more narrow field about having a positive and healthy relationship with money, but I still think it was a really interesting read and I took quite a lot from it. So I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5. Next up is also an audiobook that I listened to on Libby, and that is A Curious History of Sex by Kate Lister. It's pretty much what the title says. It's just a collection of history about sex. It goes through different subjects like abortion, birth control, just sex through the ages, and it's so interesting and terrifying. It just explains so many things. Like, I thought I knew a lot about people's relationship with sex over the years, but I had no idea how much weird stuff has been going on through history, and especially a lot of medical texts and medical procedures that has been done throughout history is absolutely terrifying. So it's curious, terrifying, and hilarious. Highly recommend. I think everyone should read it. I gave it a 5 out of 5. It's also an excellent audiobook. Next up, we have Bring Me Back by B.A. Paris. This is a thriller, psychological thriller. This is a story about Finn and Layla, a young couple in love. They go on vacation and then Layla disappears. We then go 10 years forward in time and Finn has moved on. He is actually engaged to Layla's sister, and then someone calls and tell him that they spotted Layla somewhere. Then mysterious emails and things happen, and he wonders if Layla has come back and what it is that she actually wants after all this time and where she's been. I liked the premise of this. I thought the beginning was quite catchy, but I don't know, like a third of a way through, I kind of saw what was coming and it got a bit predictable after that. Enjoyed it, didn't love it, ended up giving it a 3 out of 5. Now, the last book that I got through in July was The Chain by Adrian McKinty. This is also a thriller. I think the absolute best way to describe this book is with this sentence in the front that says, "The only way to get your child back is to kidnap another child." Interesting premise, right? And this, the chain that they call it, it's been going on for years. Woman has her daughter abducted and she has to kidnap another child to get her child back. So that is the premise of the story. I was hooked by this story pretty much from the first page. I thought it was super interesting, edge of your seat reading. And I thought for sure that it was going to be a 5 out of 5. But then when I got a good way into this one, I felt like we had this massive build-up for a really long time, and then just everything just resolved really quickly in a kind of unrealistic way. For me, it kind of felt like the author didn't really know how to wrap everything up and then kind of went for an easy way out. And like I said, it's really thrilling, really interesting. Love the premise. The writing is excellent, but I didn't love the ending. But it's still a really good read. Ended up giving it a 4 out of 5. So there you have it. Those are the books that I read in the month of July. Let me know down below what you've been reading and what you're excited to read next. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next video soon. Goodbye!